If you're tired of slimy buildup, that rotten egg smell, or worrying about bacteria in well water, I'm going to show you 3 proven methods to automatically inject chlorine into your well water system so your water stays safe, clear, and odor-free year-round. I'm Gerry Bulfin, Master Water Specialist and founder of CleanWaterStore.com. I spent over 30 years helping homeowners fix water problems like yours. Now, before we start going through the 3 methods, let's answer the big question. What does chlorine actually do in your well water? Why does it work so well? It's not just about killing bacteria. Chlorine oxidizes odor-killing gases, destroys slime-producing iron bacteria, and converts iron and manganese into easier-to-filter particles. When you set it up right the first time, you end up with just the right amount of chlorine and not too much or too little, which makes it easy to filter out the residual chlorine and have clean, clear water in the house. And by the way, if you'd like a quick way to see which of these systems fits your specific well setup, take our free 2-minute water quiz in the description below. I'll walk you through a few short questions about your water, give you a custom recommendation within minutes. Okay, the first method or option, and the way these systems work is every time your well pump runs or turns on, your chlorinator pump will turn on, pull a little bit of solution out of the chlorine solution tank, and pump it in to the pipe as the water's flowing through the pipe. This does involve some wiring though. So you might need an electrician. You might also need your well pump contractor to help you. But basically what we're looking for is, ideally, the best way to set it up is to have a wall-mounted receptacle or outlet where you plug your chlorine pump into, and then whenever the pressure switch point's closed, it sends 220 volt to your submersible pump and also powers up the chlorine pump, so it's on the same circuit. It is a DIY thing, although it does involve electrical. It is 220 volt. And we generally recommend people do get an electrician or consult with a well pump contractor, but a lot of people do it themselves. It's not that hard, but you do have to be a little careful when you're doing it. There is a downside of this method too, and that is if your well pump were ever to fail, the motor say failed, which is rare and unusual, of course. If it failed, but the chlorine pump was still getting voltage, then it's just going to pump the entire solution tank of chlorine into your pipe. And if you were not aware of that and the well pump got repaired somehow, you'd get a lot of chlorine coming out first. It's very strange. We've actually haven't heard of that happening, but it could happen. That could be a possibility. The second option, method 2, and that is using a pre-wired flow switch. So a flow switch is really great because what that is it plugs into a 110 outlet on the wall, and on the flow switch itself, it has an outlet, a receptacle. So you plug a 110 metering pump or dosing pump, you plug your chlorinator pump into the flow switch receptacle. So then whenever there's flow, you get proper dosage. And again, the injection check valve would be installed before the pressure tank. This works really great because you can have a plumber do it. It's a perfect DIY thing because there's no wiring involved. And you also solve the problem of having an issue where if the well pump ever died, you wouldn't need to worry about it. You're getting a situation where you're only getting the chlorinator pump turn on based on flow. Now, the flow switches, if your water is really contaminated, has tons of rust, sand, or sediment in it, the flow switches will need maintenance. They are rebuildable, but they can get messed up. They can get clogged. But really, we sold hundreds, if not thousands of them, many hundreds for years, and we rarely hear any problem with them. And the third way is the proportional feed flow meter type. This probably could be the most desirable way. It's more expensive, but it's also a good DIY project because there's no wiring involved. But this is a type of system where it truly monitors your flow and will put in the right amount of chlorine based on your flow. More flow, the chlorine pump puts in more, less flow, puts in less. And the advantage of this type is that you can put the injection point after the pressure tank. Because really, since it's sensing flow, it's going to be working how fast your water is flowing. So you can in that case put the injection point after your pressure tank. Again, if your water is really full of rust and sand or sediment, then the flow sensors do need to be cleaned. They work great. And also you get a water meter so you can look at see how many gallons of water has been used. So this is if it weren't for the cost, this would be our most recommended method. But option 1 is our most popular way. People just get the chlorinator wired into their pressure switch. Option 2, they use a flow switch, then they don't have to worry about wiring. And option 3 is this proportional feed system, which really works great. So whatever type of system you get, a very simple tweak and actually a recommended proper way to set this up is after you get everything set up, you use a chlorine drops test kit and you measure your chlorine residual. And if you haven't done that yet, take that quick 2-minute water quiz in the description. It'll guide you through those steps, give you a personalized setup recommendation. And if you'd like to see how chlorine systems compare to hydrogen peroxide for odor removal and maintenance, watch my next video where I break down both options side by side.